How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about something that you guys have asked me for quite a long time, which is how to buy a new car. Now you might think, hey, since I didn't buy that many new cars, I actually never bought a new car before, but I've accompanied other people to buy new cars, that I probably wouldn't know how to buy a new car for cheap. But I'm going to apply my financial know-how and just give you the advice on how you can go about getting the cheapest price for yourself. And I did cross-reference all this information with my friend Wendy, who worked at a dealership before as well. This video is meant to be very, very valuable, and for me, I like to give it away for free to you. If after viewing this video, you feel that the information is very valuable and maybe you applied it and actually got a lot of money off of a new car, please go to the end of this video and help support my channel. Now let's get to the meat of this thing. If you want to find out how much you should pay for a car, of course you can use this TrueCar app where you can put all the information of a car and then it's going to spit out a number for you. Typically it would show this bell chart where the middle is actually the average price that people pay. Most people would aim for the average price, and the dealer is actually happy to give it to you at the average price because they're still making a good profit. What this video is about is not about getting the average price, it's about getting the best possible price that you can. Everything on this channel is basically getting the best possible price for yourself, and hopefully doing this you can help secure your financial future. Now these tactics that I'm going to talk about is really towards buying a new car. I highly suggest against buying a new car because of the great depreciation that you have in the first few years. What I recommend instead is to never even use all these tactics to buy a brand new car. You just go and buy a used car. Use negotiation tactics to get a cheaper price on a used car instead, because then you won't be losing out on this depreciation. Another note is that you need to know the market of the car that you're buying. Sometimes if you're buying a car that is highly desirable and maybe they don't have that many to sell, of course you're not going to get that good a price because everybody, they're going to trip over to be able to pay more for the car, so you're not going to be able to get a really low price for this type of car. The first thing you do is not be wishy-washy and identify a particular car that you want. You have to have picked out all the trims, all the features that you want already. You know all of the information already. By knowing all this, you know the exact MSRP price of this car. The next thing you can do is shop online and then actually give them your information, the contact information, because once you put your information in, the dealership's gonna look this up and see that you're interested in that car, and they're gonna end up calling you anyway. If you put in a particular information for a particular dealership, try to give a zip code that's near that dealership, because then they would not know that you're actually shopping around many different dealerships. Because dealerships definitely don't want to be competing against each other all that hard, because then that would really lower their final price for the general, all the dealership in general. So when you do this, it's kind of like price shopping. You want to go through maybe 3 to 6 dealerships where they all know the exact model that you want, ready to go, and they're just competing on price. When you talk to a salesperson, you want to sound urgent enough that you're about to buy the car already. You already made up your mind. It's just down to the pricing, really. However, on the other hand, you don't want to sound so urgent to the point where you don't have a car really and you go, oh my gosh, I need to buy it right away, I need it today. Then of course you're not going to have any leverage to get that price low. What you want to do is just kind of leisurely go about this. Let them call you, let them give you a counter offer, and slowly over time, it may be over the course of 1, 2, 3 weeks or even a month, that you're going to get a little bit trickling in of lower and lower price. It's just gonna go step down and down, and then at a certain point it's not gonna go down anymore, and that's when you know you can pick that price and just grab it from the lowest bidder. So all of this is trying to level the playing field. You know exactly what you want. The dealerships know exactly what you want, and they're just competing on price. Therefore, you end up setting up a thing where they're just bidding against each other. When dealerships are bidding against each other, that's when you actually get the lowest price. One thing you have to understand is that each dealership actually have a dealership-wide quota. When they meet this quota, they usually have a really high incentive that's paid out to them. Therefore, if you happen to be in a spot where they just need like 1 car or 5 more cars they need to sell at the end of the month, they might actually sell you the car at a loss in order to get that incentive. This is obviously really hard to time, because sometimes they might be so far off from the quota that they're not even going to try. Other times they might be way over, so they're not going to try to get that price that low for you. So it needs to be somehow just under their quota, in that situation, that's when they would actually give you a really, really good price. You have to also understand that the salespeople generally do not know about this quota. So what happens is when you offer a certain price, maybe the salesperson would be incentivized to try to sell as many as they can, but then at the end they have to feed this number through the general manager, and they would be the one that goes, yes, you know, we need to meet these numbers this month. So then maybe in that off chance they're going to approve such a low number. Therefore, it's kind of like a hit or miss case, but if you time it so that you are getting all the offers towards the end of the month, you have a higher chance of getting a really, really good deal. You might also want to do your shopping on the slow months where they would have a higher chance of not meeting the quota, therefore they would be incentivized to give you a really good deal. The other thing is when you're having the dealership bid against each other, you really don't want to visit the dealership itself because this is really, really time consuming. So you're actually doing all this electronically, perhaps even through email. When they actually give you an offer, or maybe you're doing counter offer, make sure you're very, very specific on all the terms of agreement. This is including the price you're going to pay, the taxes, the interest rate that you may pay if you're financing, and the terms of the financing. Sometimes they might purposely leave out this information so that they can get you into the store first, because once you're in the store, you sort of spent some effort going in there, so then you would be more incentivized to purchase that car right then and there. If let's say they left out interest rate, you see a really good deal, you go in and then you're about to finance it, and instead of giving you let's say 3%, right? They give you 4% instead. That essentially makes back the money that the dealership is losing on you on the purchase price. So they're making it back on the finance. So if you leave one of those things open, they have the chance to go and kind of make it a little bit higher, and so kind of even things out so that you're not getting as good a deal. Don't forget, while you're buying this car, never give away that you're not going to purchase any of the back-end services. The back-end services are the things like 5-year full maintenance purchase that you prepay for, or that you're paying in cash instead of financing the car, because each one of these, the dealership is earning money off of you. And if you opt to not get all of these all together, they're not going to be as inclined to give you such a good deal, because all together they're not going to make very much off of you if you decline all these services. So I hope all these tactics gets you a really good deal on your new car. Remember, the effort you spend on this is really, really worth it, because you may spend maybe 5 to 8 hours in this whole ordeal. And just from these hours that you spend, you're likely going to save maybe $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the price of the car. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below. Let me know if these tactics works for you, and if you actually use these, come back to this video, let me know how good a price you actually get off of that true car price. If you're interested in supporting this channel, and like I said, if I helped you out in getting a lower price for your car, don't forget to help support this channel. Down in the video description below, where you can get an Audible free trial, where you can get a free audiobook, and if you don't like it, an order service, you can cancel it before the trial period expires. You can still keep the audiobook and help benefit this channel. I also have a 30-day free trial for Gamefly, where you can actually try out a game for free for 30 days just to see if you like the service or not, and if you don't, you won't owe a thing, and you can still help benefit this channel. I also have a Patreon over here, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.